Hello, I'm Nilofer from Me with a Pencil and a brand tutor for art launch. Today, we are going to be painting a sunflower. The materials that we are using is a 100% cotton paper, a Kazan 8 numbers brush from Art Essential. For colors, I'll be swatching on the left side here as we go along. So now, let's begin. To begin, we'll start from the center, and for that, I'm using a bamboo brown from Mission Gold. You can also use a burnt sienna. This is going to be the center of our sunflower. Remember, a sunflower center is quite bigger than the petals, quite opposite to the other flowers. Make sure you make a nice, big, beautiful center using the base. Using 11 yellow, let's make the first set of petals for our sunflower. For the petals, I'm not going to start from the tip of the circle. I'm actually going to start from a little inside of the circle so that I get a nice flat edge for the petals. We don't want a pointed edged petals starting from the center of your sunflower. Leave a little space between each petals and a little distance where we'll be adding the second color, the second yellow color for our petals. So once you're done with the lemon yellow, now we're going to use a Indian yellow or a Gamba hue. I'm using an Indian yellow, so you can use either of the colors. It has to be a warm yellow that we use as a second color. So let's take the Indian yellow and start adding the petals in the leftover places, the blank spaces. Repeat the same technique of adding the petals from the inside of the circle using a warmer yellow. Now once you finish this, we're going to take some same color, the burnt sienna, and apply a second coat over the center. Since we're adding the petals using the yellow, it's got lighter. So now we want to make it a little more darker and brighter. So we'll add another second layer of a burnt sienna. After this, let's take a little raw umber or a Van Dyke brown. Add the colors in a dot technique in a spiral direction. Go all the way to the center, creating a texture. Once this dries, we're going to add a second layer, or you can see a third layer of brown. Once this is done, take some yellow and add a little touch-ups to your petals. Now, we want to add a little warmth, add more warmth. So I'm going to take some vermilion and add some little dark lines and blend it. Make sure that you add a very little line of red and use a damp brush and blend the line very softly. We don't want a very dark red, we want a very little red, and just to add the little warmth, just to create a little warmth in your sunflower. Add it and quickly go back, take a damp brush and blend it out. Blending is very important, and make sure there's not too much red on the petal. The red cannot overpower your yellow because we want the yellow to be the star of your sunflower. Repeat this technique wherever you feel the petals have blended into each other or you want to highlight a certain petals. So repeat this highlight, red highlight. Your petals. Now let's add the third layer of Van Dyke brown to your center. We want the center to be really dark and stark, so drop in more colors and make it more darker and vibrant. Just add the little dots and push them inwards so that it looks like a texture. Finally, again, let's take some warm yellow again, Indian yellow or amber, and add a little more petals. This time going a little beyond to the petals that are already there, and some petals would be in a left direction, facing a left direction as if the wind was blowing and the petal moved towards the left, or petal has folded to give that effect. Add the color, add the Gamboge color or Indian yellow, and again repeat the same drill. Add a little red highlights to them. Same thing, we are going to add a little red highlight to them because we want these petals to also stand out. Take some sap green and make the stem of your sunflower. The stem of the sunflower is going to be a little thicker than usual stems. I'm going to make it over here, and it's going to be thicker. We're using sap green for the base. I'm going to make 2 lines and a little thick, nice and thick stem for the sunflower. Use a normal sap green color, light green, and then take some darker green and just drop it on the corner of your stems. This gives you a nice highlight and creates light and dark shadow. So yes, it's a deep sap green. I've mixed a blue with the sap green to get a nice dark color. Then clean your brush, damp brush, and just go on the top of the wet color. Now when you slide the top of the wet color, you get a nice hollow looking stem. You get a nice hollowness over there. You create a white shadow. That's what we want to create. Adding some final highlights to your petals where you think you need it, just final touch up. Then going back again with some greens, and finally giving up a beautiful, lovely big leaves for your sunflower. Just simple strokes with a little pressure and going upwards, or adding a little curve to your leaves. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial how to paint the sunflower. So let me know in the comments below. Thank you.